Ow! Alright, time to review another product. This is another Gamestick, the 16-bits mini video entertainment system, better known as or widely known as SF900. I already reviewed one Retro Gamestick before and we all know how that went. Really is using frame skip. Holy shit, it's skipping like crazy, man. Like it's on speed. Holy fuck, man. What is going on, bro? This is unplayable. I can't play this. And there is some latency issues going on. I feel thirsty. Use the lowest of the settings in terms of resolution and everything. Okay, I just died. Oh, fucking. This delay is fucking killing me, man. Let's try out Dig Dug. This was one of my most favorite games. Game is running fine. Game is running at a good pace, but the latency is what's costing the performance, and it's just there you go. It feels like she's walking on ice. Bro, why is this zoomed in so much? What the fuck? Bro, why are these screens so zoomed in? Like, what the fuck? Put it sideways like this, tell them to gape their ass, and then you can just slide it up. Fuck off, man. Fuck off.
How did you have to do it? I hate you. Why don't you?
Let's not get into that. Alright, so I don't have much high hopes from this. However, the build quality and everything that I've seen from the pictures looked a bit more promising, and also this one's a bit more limited and inclined towards the Nintendo Entertainment, the classic Nintendo Entertainment systems emulation. It can only emulate the 8-bit Nintendo and the 16-bit SNES console. Let's dig into the box and see. The packaging is well made. The reason I have ordered this is because of my favorable and good experience with the SF900 console. This is kind of like in the same corner. Yeah, this is not a Data Frog product. However, it has a similar kind of vibe to it. So that's why I just went with it. All it costed me like what, over $20 including shipping. I'm going to be providing you guys with the link in the description. So at the front it's written 16-bits mini HD display video entertainment system. The side of the box it's written 2.4 gigahertz wireless, direct HDMI plug and play, download and install more games via micro SD card, 2 players fighting. At the back of the box, which contains the user guide, install battery of controllers, open the battery cover with a screwdriver. Fuck, I hate that. Why didn't they just put it flat? Like, you just flip it. Come on, man. I mean, the joypads looks like the Super Nintendo joypads. All right, let's open up the box. Open up the Gamestick, power cable, and the 2 joypads. Wow, they are like some cute looking joypads, I would say. It feels exactly like the build quality of the SF900. Now, in terms of the build quality, pretty solid. I like it. Oh, damn. It doesn't have any screws. Or does it? Or am I gonna break it? Am I gonna break this? Oh, no, I didn't break it. It's kind of hard on the fucking fingers. God damn it. We just need a AAA battery. The buttons are pretty solid. We got the standard select and start button, and the directional pads do not feel too bad. Exactly the same as the SF900 model, but a lot more lighter. It's because we don't have a screen attached to it, you know what I'm saying? Okay, so these are the 2 joypads. This is the power cable, and behold the Gamestick. All right, we have a little bit of a retro vibe to it. And voila, this here is where the TF card goes in. Do not rely on these generic TF cards, the factory issued TF cards that comes with the consoles of any kind. It doesn't matter if it's the Anbernic consoles or any one of those mainstream multi-emulation consoles. As soon as you get a hold of these consoles or game sticks or whatever, you're gonna take this out, create a backup. This is where the power cord is going to get in. Hopefully it's not going to be as bad as last time. Before we try it out, couple of facts. First thing, I really do not like the wireless functionality of these things because of the latency issue. That's one of the most frustrating experience that you are going to get through these game sticks. There's different types of game sticks, but the one that I've tried for this, it was horrendous. The lag, the delay, the everything was not good. Also, another thing, the emulation environment that they provide us with is the most basic, because this runs the most minimalistic settings and environment in terms of emulation and also the user interface, so do not expect much from this. Some of the comments which I have deleted already because I really don't like to deal with bullshit comments. I don't want them on my channel, otherwise I could have shown you guys. So some of them were like, yeah, you're bitching about $10. No, it's not about $10. It's about the experience. Doesn't matter if it's 10 or 100 or $1. Good memories were attached to it, which holds way more value than the price. So that's one of the problems that I had. It didn't matter if it was $10 or $20. This product also costed me like what, $20 or something. This is a cheap as handheld, but in terms of the experience, functionality, and customization is like a bonus add-on, I would say. But in terms of the functionality, in terms of the hardware, in terms of the emulation experience, this was a solid experience. I'm really happy with this product. So yeah, some of the people were like happy with it. That's good for you, but I won't be able to justify something if it has an issue. That's one of the things of me reviewing these products. I want you guys to know about the features and the drawbacks of these products. If there is no drawbacks, obviously I'm not going to make something up. The experience, it could range or vary from good to disappointing to bad to worse. It could be anything. Okay, so the very first thing that you'll be greeted with is this main screen right after you plug in your game stick into your TVs, which is a very decent looking main menu. The games are classified based on their genres, which is a very nice touch, followed by a background music. It has got a Wii vibe to it. I really do love the background music. There are no settings options that I can see. Along with that, there is no search bar that would allow us for a quick search out of the long list of games that we have. Now, start button will bring up the list of games that are available. Under adventure games, there's a total of 242 games, which could be a bit tedious if you're looking to play a certain type of game. So a search tab definitely would have made things easier. Now that's one of the things that I don't see, and that's one of the things that I would have added to make the user experience a bit more comfortable. I don't find any latency issues on the screen while I'm trying to navigate on the screen, which is a good thing. We're gonna get more into that once we start playing the games. I really can't emphasize more, but they did put in a bit of an effort in terms of user interface, system menus, and along with categorizing the games based on their genres, even though they won't be perfect, but this is a very nice touch. These 5 categories, they contain all the Super Nintendo games, and the last one contains all the Nintendo titles, which is categorized under FC games. Now there's a total of 1,985, only 15 games shy from reaching 2,000. Now one thing that I have noticed, you can put in ROMs in zip format, because look at this, all of these ROMs are in zip format or ZFC format. ZFC is a different type of format which compiles a game image along with the ROM file and make it one so that you can get a cover picture. I have covered this thing while I was doing a tutorial for SF900. It's really nothing to die for unless you really need your thumbnails. Otherwise, it's really something that you can overlook. Now let's talk about the controller. I'm really impressed with how they made the controller. The joypad feels really good in the hand, and on top of that, once you put in the AAA battery, I didn't put this strap correctly. I just stole one of my Amazon Basics battery from my Fire Stick because I can't find any more AAA batteries. Okay, so as soon as you put in the AAA battery, you do not need to turn the joypad on. It's going to turn itself on. All you have to do is, once you're on the main menu, you just start pressing the buttons, directional keys. If they do not respond, just press one of the keys, like the left or right shoulder triggers, until you see that this small dot, which is at the center, flickers. So it will flicker once you navigate. Another thing that I really love about the joypad is you can swap between player 1 and player 2. All you have to do is flick this button and hand the joypad to your co-op partner. That's it. Okay, so let's start playing some games. Hyper Zones. With that being said, this game stick only supports Super Nintendo and Nintendo ROMs. Kept it plain and simple, so this is very good in terms of emulation. And also there is no input lag that I am noticing, which is a very good thing. I do not experience any kind of sluggishness or anything of that sort, which is a very good thing. Emulation is going pretty well. And in terms of the wireless joypad functionality, it's a solid 10 because there is no input lag or anything of that sort that I'm experiencing. Now, if you press the start and select system menu, you can also toggle the screen scaling. You can toggle between the NTSC or PAL systems, or you can just keep it to auto. Highlight quit and press on start, and it will take you back to the game list. So far, this is the second title that I am testing out. None of these games are lagging, which is very impressive, to be quite honest, because when it comes to emulation, these dongles are configured with the most minimal settings in terms of the scaling, in terms of the graphic settings, video settings. Okay, so let's try out RoboCop versus Terminator. Man, I gotta say, I'm very impressed with how the game looks and plays on the bigger screen. I have no complaints or whatsoever in regards to the emulation, and also in terms of functionality. There's no latency issues, there is no lagging, there is nothing that I'm experiencing. For the price, you are able to get a very good Super Nintendo and Nintendo emulation experience. Let's save the game and try to load it, because sometimes the saves and load states do not work properly. So in order to save the game, all you have to do is just press start, and it's going to create a save state. And if you want to load, all you have to do is go to the load and press start. So we're gonna try out another game. I really wish they put in a search tab that would make things easier in terms of the game searching. Yeah, so we're playing Wolf 3D. Now this is one of those heavier titles. I'm not experiencing any sort of lags or any of that sort. Fighting games. Definitely something that I can see myself playing on a weekend. Definitely blow up some farts, blow up some protein farts after a heavy workout, and turn on the system and take myself on a nostalgia trip. Holy shit. Bro, this is amazing. If you're looking for a great Super Nintendo and Nintendo experience on a bigger screen, get this one. This game stick is definitely doing justice. User interface could have been a bit better. This is one of those better quality game sticks. Okay, let's go into puzzles and see what games do we have. We have Dr. Mario. So yeah, we have a mixture of fighting and adventure games here. I really don't know what to play, to be quite honest. What is this? Go-Go Ackman? Let's try it out. On an added note, I think they have played a little bit too safer. They could have added the Sega Genesis titles, along with that some Master System titles as well. All in all, they could have added in the Sega emulation. I think it could have handled the emulation, the Sega emulation, pretty well, given that the system is handling Super Nintendo emulation very well. Who knows, maybe secretly it can play Sega games. We can try it out, you know what I'm saying? Now, I don't know what's going on screen, but the graphics of this game looks very good. This guy reminds me of a Dragon Ball character. I think they did add in like bilinear filtering because the graphics are a bit smoothened up. So yeah, definitely they added in the bilinear filtering. What is going on in here? What is that, a toy car? Alright, damn. One of the drawback only covers 2 emulators. Could have added in the Sega emulation as well. Made things really awesome. In the $20 mark, you're getting superb Super Nintendo and Nintendo emulation. The couch experience is going to be amazing. I can see that. Super Nintendo emulation was impeccable. Obviously, that means it's a given that Nintendo emulation is going to be flawless. You know how long has it been that I have played Adventure Island like this on a bigger screen? Last time I played Adventure Island on a bigger screen was on my CRT TV. I don't even know how many years back. Man, those were the days. Now the comments that states that what do you expect, this is basically what I expect. Now the problem that I had with the previous Gamestick, not just with the emulation but also with the interface along with the functionality. The wireless functionality was really bad. It was not even playable. You cannot justify that. Oh shit. Okay, I just died. Left shoulder trigger is the turbo for the Nintendo games. So that's one of the things that you guys need to get used to. I think that's not something that is a deal breaker. I mean, it only takes a little bit of practice and getting used to. So the SF900 Gamestick is a very solid Gamestick for the price tag, especially for the price tag. But if you're looking for something extensive emulation, definitely this Gamestick is not for you. They could have made things a bit more better, giving us the option to quick search from the long list of games. So everything is playing really well. Let's dig into the contents of the memory card. I have it inserted with the help of a memory card adapter. These are all the contents. Under the resources tab, this is where all the system files are. So make sure that you create a backup of the contents of the SD card. Do not rely on these factory issued memory cards. Always create a backup as soon as you get a hold of one of these consoles or game sticks. Use a reliable memory card. If you want to add in any kind of ROMs, go into their respective folders and just add in the ROMs. Inside the ROMs folder, this is where you can find all the 8-bit NES ROMs. So if you want to add in your own ROM collection, you can just do it. And all the other ones contains Super Nintendo ROMs list. Now I can see that these are all in ZSF format. If you want to know or learn more about .ZSF format, check out my SF900 customization video. That's where I show how to create .ZSF ROMs. I also did a check if there is any kind of hidden emulation present in this Gamestick. Unfortunately, there isn't. We only get 8-bit Nintendo and the Super Nintendo emulation. Okay, so let's try out one more title. This was one of those games that I played a lot. So yeah, Max Steiner was my favorite character. But we're gonna take Mitch Hunter for this one. You know what I'm saying? Damn. What the hell? What the hell? The Super Nintendo Doom Troopers is freaking tough, man. Mostly because you have to hit the right shoulder button in order to hit multi-direction. What the fuck? Why did you have to do the buttons binding, man? What the hell? You could have just kept it plain and simple like Contra. You know what I'm saying? And there we go, I just died. Fuck. Man, why didn't they make this easier? I don't remember. I don't think we had a button combination on Sega Genesis. Because on Nintendo, oh shit, I just died. What the hell? Why did you keep that thing? If you are gonna, what the hell? Why did you keep that thing right in the middle of a freaking pit? Flying hero. Why are there so many critters? Why are there so many birds flying and critters are all around, all over the screen? What the fuck is this? Why do I look like a flying chestnut? Who is this? What the hell? That's a Kirby looking thing. What the fuck, flying monkeys? Looks like a sleeping marshmallow. Bro, these looks like beetles, man. I hate critters. Fuck these critters. It's a colorful game. Is that a cupcake? What the fuck, man? Flying hero, Bagiru no Daigoken. I mean, there is no point in adding 5 different or 10 different emulators if half of them or 90% of them are not going to work properly. So, yeah, that's what happened with the retro 4K retro stick. Now, there was nothing 4K going on with that retro stick, and also there was nothing retro going on with that stick. It was a bullshit stick. It was a shitty stick. Why are these She-Hulk like clones, man? She-Hulk titties. What the fuck? Yeah, this is a good Avengers beat 'em up game, man. Super Nintendo had some really solid titles, as well as the Sega Genesis. Time for the final verdict. The SF900 is a solid, cheap game stick with a very simple system interface that actually works. While it may not be perfect, and the emulation seems kinda limited, but still, its build quality is quite great for the price tag, given that you're getting both the 8 and 16-bit Nintendo emulation in near perfection. The Bluetooth adapters for the joypads are already inbuilt inside the Gamestick itself. Another downside that I can think of is the lack of implementation of a search bar, which could have made the navigation a lot easier. While I won't be able to strongly recommend this Gamestick for the retro enthusiasts, also they could have easily added some more retro console emulations like the classic Game Boy or the Game Boy Color, along with the Sega Genesis or Master System emulation, given that the Gamestick handled the SNES emulation like a champ. There is no screen tearing or any lags with the games that I've played so far. To some, the graphics might look a bit hazy, could have been because of the bilinear filtering and graphic smoothing. The games don't look bad on bigger screens as well. I've played it on my 50-inch TV and all the games looked awesome. The wireless 2.4 GHz joypads that resembles our childhood classic SNES consoles joypads also feel like they're old-gen idols. It's not just the feels, but also when it comes to functionality, they're great. Unlike the previously reviewed the crapstick shit pads, which were lagging like a constipated donkey, these joypads on the other hand have no latency issues or input lags. Emulation on that piece of shit was so bad that I started to experience stomach cramps. That was an insult to my memories. Whoever made this not only had the right kind of ideas, which could have been perfected a bit more, this Gamestick would make an awesome present for a friend or a loved one or a family member. If you want to introduce retro gaming to your kid, this is going to be a perfect starting point on a bigger screen. Both of you are gonna have a blast, and it can't get any cheaper than this. This is a perfect gaming gift for such a cheap price. With that being said, time for me to wrap this review up. If you like this video and my contents in general, please make sure to drop in a like and subscribe for more such contents. I'm gonna see you guys on the next one. Dr. Brute 7 signing off. Peace.